Hi, and welcome to M. Claire's Yoga and Wellness channel. Today's yoga flow is going to be a mobility yoga inspired flow. So we're really going to try and add the mobility into our spine, open up the hip joints, really open our shoulders, and just alleviate any tension that we might be finding as well. You know, when we have restricted mobility in the body, it really can make us feel down, lethargic, and really not feeling great. When our body is nice and open and mobile and it can move, we feel much better. We're much more open to life in general. So I hope this flow will be really nice and help you to move your bodies in beautiful ways and really to open things up, and so that you can enjoy the rest of your day and your body will also enjoy moving through life much easier. Let's get started. Let's start in a child's pose. And you can either keep your knees together and reach your fingers to the front of the mat, or if you feel ready for it, you can also open your knees to the outside of the mat, just deepening the stretch and sinking your chest towards the floor. Place your forehead on the mat, and we're just going to spend a moment here just relaxing into our yoga pose. It's not going to be too strenuous today. This is a mobility flow, so we really want to just open things up and enjoy it and sit in some poses for a little longer than we possibly would with a more faster flow. Come on up, bring your knees together, tuck your toes, come into your downward facing dog. If you're feeling a little stiff here, you can have a bend in the knee, but our aim is to try and reach our feet or our heels towards the mat. From here, we're going to come up on our tippy toes, round through our spine and drop our hips, and then push back up again. And we're going to repeat this snake-like motion to really help with the spinal mobility. Up on your toes, drop your hips down, and then push your tailbone back up. We're going to repeat this 3 more times at your own pace. Come back into our downward facing dog. And from here, we're just going to take a few steps forward to the front of our mat, coming into our standing forward fold. Here, I just want you to move side to side. You can have a slight bend in the knee here too. You can also extend one knee, bend the other, just getting into your hamstrings here. And when you feel ready, I want you to take hold of your elbows and just going to rock side to side. If you need balance, you can also use your hands on the floor. Come back to neutral, halfway lift. Come back into standing forward fold, bend your knees and slowly roll up one vertebra at a time, coming into our mountain pose. Close your eyes here, ground through the soles of your feet. Have your palms facing towards the front of the room. Really engage your core here, pulling your navel towards your spine. Keep your shoulders down. And just take 3 deep breaths here. And take your hands, reach your hands over the top of your head, interlace your fingers, point your index finger towards the ceiling, and then you're just going to add a slight back bend here. If it feels comfortable, it is not too early on in the practice for you. Come back to center, swan dive down into your standing forward fold. Bend your knees, step back into plank. Engage your core here, nice long flat backs. Then come through your chaturanga, upward facing dog. Try and keep your thighs off the mat here. And then push back into downward facing dog. Reach your left leg up into three-legged downward dog. Bend your knee, bringing your heel towards your glute, and then just open your hips up. And here you can add nice big circles, really getting into your hip area. Last one. Pivot round, come back into your three-legged downward dog, and step your left foot to the outside of your mat, coming into lizard. You can stay here for a moment, move back and forth, move side to side, just really getting into your hips here. Then you're going to come to the outside of your left foot. You can either stay here or you can drop your back knee, coming into a deeper pose. And if it's within your practice, you can also come down onto your forearms. And with all of these poses, you want to sit in these poses for a few moments longer than we usually do, just to allow everything to open up. Then tuck your back toes. If you're down on your forearms, come up on your hands. Tuck your back foot, step back into your high plank. Again, engaging your core. Come through your chaturanga, upward facing dog. And then push back into downward facing dog. And let's repeat that on the opposite side. Reach your right leg up into three-legged downward dog. And you can either stay here if this is far enough, or you can bring your heel towards your glute, opening up your hip. And then from here, we're going to add some really nice big circles, opening up your hip. Adding that lovely hip mobility, or increasing your hip mobility. And last one. Straighten up, come back into your three-legged downward dog, and then step your right foot forward, coming to the outside of the mat, coming into our lizard. Again, you can stay here, or if it's within your practice, you can also drop your knee down, opening up to the outside of your right foot, deepening that pose. And stay in whichever variation you feel you benefit the most from. And if you can, come all the way down onto your forearms. And if adding a little movement side to side here helps you here, do whatever feels good, but do be careful that you don't push it too far and then injure yourself. We're all about releasing the tension and increasing our mobility. We're not about hurting ourselves and then adding injury, which will just ruin our yoga practice altogether. And then just breathe through any discomfort that you might be feeling right now. And just allow the time for that hip to open up. And when you're ready, if you're down on your forearms, come on up to your hands, tuck your back toes, extend your back leg, feel that lovely stretch all through here as well as you step back into your high plank. Again, holding it for a moment before we go through our chaturanga. Come through your chaturanga, upward facing dog. Keep your shoulders down here, really lengthen through your abdominals as well. And then push back into our downward facing dog. Extend your left leg again into three-legged downward dog. You can open up again, bringing your heel toward your glute. If it's within your practice, you can flip your dog. Really pushing up here and opening up your whole body. And if, be careful you have nothing behind you, you can add big circles with your arm as well, getting into that shoulder joint. And when you're ready, bring your hands back down and come back into your three-legged downward dog. Hold it here. Come forward into one-legged chaturanga. Through your flow, upward facing dog. And back into downward facing dog. Lengthen through your tailbone here. Really sink your sternum towards the mat. And feel your hamstrings and your calves lengthening. Reach your right leg into three-legged downward dog. And again, you can open up your hips, bringing your heel towards your glute, and either stay here or, if it's within your practice, flip your dog. Push through your hips. And then add some lovely big circles again with your arm. And when you're ready, come back, pivot round into your three-legged downward dog. Come forward. Time, push back into your child's pose. Then from here, we're going to come on up. Come onto your knees. You can either add, holding your hands here, add a slight back bend, pushing through your chest, or you can come down into our camel, getting hold of your heels, pushing through your chest, and dropping your head towards the floor. And when you're ready, carefully place your hands on your lower spine, carefully coming up, come down onto your heels again, reaching forward into child's pose. There's a nice counter pose here. Then reach your fingertips towards the left side of the room. You're just going to sink your hips, your right side. Drop your hips towards the mat, really lengthening through the right side of your body here. Come back through center, then change sides, reaching your fingertips to the right side of the room and dropping your hips towards the left. And when you're ready, come up, come back into child's pose. Then slowly roll up, come down onto your right side, and we're just going to come into our ZZ position. Placing the sole of your right foot, I'll turn around so you can see, to the inside of your left foot here. And bringing your left heel towards your glute. And you can either stay here, or if you'd like to deepen the pose, you can lean forward onto your forearms. And for any of you that would like to go even deeper, you can also place your elbow on the outside of your right knee and add a twist here as well. This is not for everybody, so please, if this is not comfortable, stay in the previous variation. Come back to the center, change sides. Again, you can either stay here or you can come down onto your forearms. And for any of you that would like to deepen the pose, bring your elbow to the outside of the left knee, coming into prayer position and looking towards the ceiling. Bring the soles of your feet together, coming into our butterfly pose. And again, you can either stay here, holding onto your feet, trying to bring your knees towards the mat. And you can also imagine your knees are like wings, and you can flap them as well just to open up your hips a little deeper. Or if you feel okay, you can use the strength of your hands just to pull those knees down, sit up straight, and breathe here. And if you'd also like to go a little deeper, you could also come forward, bringing your forehead towards the mat. Using your elbows to push your knees out, keeping them towards the ground. Slowly come up. Swivel round if you're in the center of your mat. And you're going to bring your left foot towards your right glute, bringing your right leg over the top. And we're going to add a nice little spinal twist, bringing your left elbow to the outside of your right knee, lengthening through the spine, and then looking over your right shoulder. And anyone that would like to go deeper here, you can also add a bind, putting your hand through the little gap there, interlacing your fingers, and then just deepening the stretch. If you're in a bind, change your hands, and then let's change legs, bringing your right foot towards your left glute, elbow to the outside of your left knee, lengthen through your spine, looking over your left shoulder. And again, if you'd like to add the bind here, just reach your hand through a little gap in between your legs and interlace your fingers. And then when you're ready, undo your bind, Bring your legs together. Put your feet on the mat and we're going to hold on to your knees and we're going to do some seated cat-cows. So push through your chest, look towards the ceiling and then roll through your spine. One vertebra at a time, bringing your chin towards your chest. And again, push your chest towards the ceiling. And let's repeat this a few more times at your own pace. And when you're ready, roll down one vertebra at a time, coming onto your back. Here we're going to place our right leg on the top of our left. I'm just going to bring our left leg up, interlace our hands behind the back of our left knee, and pull your leg towards you, using your right elbow to push out the right knee to deepen the stretch, getting into your glutes. When you're ready, drop your hands, and then we're going to interlace our legs into our eagle legs. Drop our knees towards the left side, coming into this really nice spinal twist, reaching our right fingertips to the back of the room. Just relax into these poses. When you're ready, come back to center. Undo your legs and let's change sides. Reaching your left leg on top of your right knee, interlace your fingers behind the back of your right knee and then pull the leg towards you, using your elbow to push out that left knee to deepen the stretch. Really getting into your glutes and your hips here. A lovely stretch if you're very tight in these areas. And just remember to breathe through any discomfort. Allow your body the time to release that stiffness and the tension that you may be holding on to that's restricting the mobility in these areas. And then when you're ready, interlace your legs into your eagle legs again, dropping this time your knees towards the right, reaching your fingertips towards the left side of the room, and coming into this really nice deep spinal twist here. And then when you're ready, come back to the center, undo your legs, and extend your legs to the far corners of your mat. Allow your arms to fall to the outside, palms facing up, coming into our final position, Shavasana. We'll only spend a moment here, but close your eyes and just allow your bodies to settle after all the work that you've just done today. Really opening up your body and increasing the mobility through your spine, your hip area, your shoulders, and hopefully leaving you feeling much more open and mobile. If you're ready to close off your practice with me today, take one last big stretch with your hands over the top of your head as you roll over and meet me in the center of your mat in a comfortable position. You can either stay in easy pose, or if you'd like to go further, you can come into your full lotus. Thank you very much for joining me today on this mobility yoga inspired flow. If you did enjoy the flow and you feel much more open and mobile, please if you're not a subscriber, subscribe and leave me a comment. Let me know what you thought of this mobility flow and share with your friends and family so we can grow this channel together. Thank you very much. Have a beautiful day. Until next time, take care.